Much like all of the Grand Theft Auto 6 leaks that we've gotten this year, 2019 has also been home to many Bully 2 leaks. Unfortunately though, all of them have turned out to be fake. But the demand for Bully 2 is super high. That's no doubt at all. And before we get any further into the video, I want y'all to let me know in the comments right now, Bully 2 or GTA 6. Just leave a comment saying either Bully 2 or GTA 6. Let's see how many we can get. Also, please give this video a thumbs up because today we've got some very interesting information regarding Bully 2 and the fact that this game is canceled. Now, I know somebody's already saying, dude, this is old news. We already knew about this. But yes, Bully 2 might have been canceled, but it doesn't mean that Bully 2 is in development. And you're probably scratching your head thinking, dude, what are you talking about? Script your videos out because you are not making any sense. Well, sometimes it's better to start all the way over on a project and scrap what you've been working on and just start all the way over. And that's what seems to be the case for Bully 2. No, we don't have any official confirmation regarding this game and if it will ever come out, which I really hope it does sometime within the next year to year and a half, right before GTA 6. But Bully 2 was in development a long time ago. It was paused, scrapped, and I firmly believe that Bully 2 is actually in development right now, but it's a different version of this game that we would have gotten, say, 10 or 11 years ago now. So, where do we get all this from and why are we talking about it? Well, yesterday, Bully 2 broke the internet once again, like it seems to do every once in a while. And anytime Bully 2 pops up, I get really, really excited. So, we've got some information from videogameschronicle.com. You can find them linked down below in the description. Now, apparently, they got some very interesting information regarding Bully 2 from a Rockstar Games insider. And, well, we've got some information regarding the script for Bully 2. And that it was first brought about as early as 2008. That's when GTA 4 came out. So, Bully actually released in 2006 for those of you who don't know. And around 2008, a script for Bully 2 was kind of in the works. And it contained the first few scenes and an outline for the rest of the story. Now, that's very interesting there because also in this article, it later on goes to say that gameplay actually existed for Bully 2. There was a playable version of Bully 2 at one point. And no, it wasn't the full game. It was probably just half of a very short mission. Now, Bully 2 would have starred Jimmy Hopkins, the protagonist, obviously, of Bully number 1, and it would also feature many returning characters. Now, this began at Jimmy's stepdad's house in the summertime at the end of a school year. So, my guess is that this would just obviously be a direct sequel to the very first Bully game. It would pick up right after Bully number 1 ends, or maybe a year or so later. Who knows exactly, but we do know that the whole reason that Bully does take place is because Jimmy's mom and his brand new stepdad are going on a year-long honeymoon. Now, it goes on to say that it was never decided where the story would actually take Jimmy. It could possibly depict his time back in education, perhaps at school or college. Maybe that would have been one option, taking place after the events, obviously, of Bully 1, either shortly after, and we go back to Bullworth possibly, or years later when Jimmy goes to college. That seems the most plausible. I can definitely see a college version of Bully, which would be very, very interesting. Now, it goes on to say that between the release of Red Dead Redemption 1 in May 2010 and around the end of 2013, a team at Rockstar New England spent around 18 months or a year and a half building out the concept for Bully 2. It goes on to also say that, like I mentioned before, there was actually a playable version of Bully 2. And like I said, it wouldn't have been the full game. It wouldn't have been tons of missions. It was probably maybe not even any missions at all. It was just a character, a better quality version of Jimmy Hopkins, no voice acting, and just running around testing out the world and seeing how things worked. So now what I'm going to do is actually read an excerpt from this article because it's pretty interesting and I don't want to kind of skip over anything. So it says, this was primarily led by the art team, including Drew Medina, who at the time was principal artist at Rockstar New England, and Stephen Olds, who was Rockstar New York's visualization director during the development of the original Bully. Both were contacted for this piece, but neither responded, meaning that they wouldn't answer anything about what's going on here, obviously. The second source said the work culminated in a playable version of Bully 2, described as a very small slice of the game, complete with simplistic open-world gameplay. It was built using the Rockstar Advanced Game Engine, or the Rage engine. This is what we see used in Grand Theft Auto 4, 5, Max Payne 3, and both Red Dead Redemption games. So being that this was between May 2010 and the end of 2013, it would have probably been a mix of like RDR1 and Max Payne 3 graphics, which at the time and even now weren't bad. But it's kind of weird to imagine Bully taking place on the Rage engine, because when I think of Bully, I do think of the kind of cartoon-esque graphics, obviously, from Bully 1. So to have Bully 2 with kind of more realistic graphics, I wonder almost if that would take away from the fun of the game or make it even more fun. I'm not sure, and we may never know. Despite that, the progress, Bully 2 never built momentum and fizzled out, the source said. The team were moved on to other projects. It existed, it was playable, it was just a shame that it never got off the ground. And many developers that worked at Rockstar New England during the time period list an unannounced game on their CVs, which is like a resume. So that unannounced game probably would have been Bully 2. Now, one thing that I kind of want to just expand upon here is when they said that Bully 2 existed, it was playable. It's a shame that it never got off the ground, never built any momentum, and just fizzled out. So I want to talk about nostalgia. There seems to be this nostalgia cycle in life. It goes with anything. Let's take a look real quick just to kind of throw this in there and relate it to video games. Say Call of Duty. Call of Duty 4, everybody loves this game, regarded as like the best Call of Duty ever to all the OGs who were playing COD 4 way back in 2008. Well, when it got remastered, everybody wanted that, but after a couple months, it just wasn't fun anymore because, well, it was just that kind of nostalgia cycle. That's a Call of Duty map. Another instance we have is the Super Nintendo Classic and the NES Classic, or the miniature versions of these Nintendos. These kids who grew up playing these or got these for Christmas way back in the late 80s, well, to have it remastered or remade in this miniature version of this console that they loved, super cool. You buy them, play them 2 or 3 times, never touch them again. It's just that nostalgia cycle. It will always happen. So when Bully 2 went into development and the concept for it started to emerge in early or middle or late 2008, Bully was only 2 years old at the time. There hadn't been enough time between when the game released in 2006 to when this concept came out for people to miss it, so to speak, or for there to be any nostalgia. Well, it's 2019 now. It's been 13 years since the game came out. So those of us who were young kids playing Bully way back in 2006, or young teenagers, well, we're now in either our early 20s or late 20s or maybe early 30s. So that said, the demand for Bully 2 right now is higher than ever, and a lot of it is due in part to nostalgia reasons. And this isn't like the Nintendos I just talked about, or COD 4 being remastered. We're talking about a sequel to a fan favorite game that has had a lot of time to kind of build up this legendary reputation. People want it. People want to see where Jimmy Hopkins is at in 2019 or whenever Bully takes place, which I don't think we ever actually know or find out or found out when Bully takes place. It seems to be a mix of like the 60s, 70s, but also modern day. So weird. Swagta actually has a really cool video on that if y'all want to check it out. I'll even throw a link to that in the description. But nonetheless, Bully 2 at some point was in existence. Then it got paused. Who knows if it got scrapped, but what I firmly believe is that the Bully 2 from 2008 did get scrapped. That development, it started over at some point. And, well, in 2016 and 17, if y'all remember, there was actually some concept art that was proven to be real, I believe, from Bully 2. and it's super cool. I love the Bully graphics. I love the artwork in Bully and pretty much any Rockstar game. But the characters, it's also interesting. This concept art right here. What I believe is that this concept art is from the original version of Bully. All this stuff, like I said, probably scrapped. If we do actually get Bully 2, it'll be completely different, which I'm really excited for. It's kind of one of those I'm hoping for the best but expecting the worst situations. Are you gonna drop the bomb or not? So anyways, I wanted to share this with y'all because it was just really cool, because outside of Grand Theft Auto, some of my favorite Rockstar games of all time are the Max Payne series. Love those. I know Rockstar didn't make Max Payne 1 and 2, but Max Payne 3 was amazing. Bully, amazing. Obviously, Grand Theft Auto, Midnight Club, so much. So, I want to share this with y'all because I know we got some Bully fans out there. If y'all enjoyed the video, please give this a thumbs up. All hope for Bully 2 isn't lost yet. Just come on, y'all. Stay positive with me because I feel like Rockstar's got something brewing, especially with RDR2 on the PC about to come out. That means RDR2 development is completely wrapped up. GTA Online development and updates and Red Dead Online development and updates are all we have. Rockstar's working on GTA 6, but in between, we might be able to get something. So stick around, subscribe, stay tuned, because any information that we do get, I will post about it here on the channel. But with that said, thank y'all for tuning in. I love you all so much. And until next time, I'm Zach Cox, and I hope to see ya in the next video.